Hey makeup friends, today we're going to be taking a look at the Ninhydrin palette from Adept Cosmetics. I'm going to go through the shades with you, we're going to do finger swatches on the eyes, but I have to give you fair warning. This palette is stunning, so hold on to your butts. As always, I want to start off by welcoming you back to my channel, or if you are new here, then hello and welcome. My name is Kara, and on my channel we like to mix beauty, brains, and the occasional F-bomb. I do have some makeup going on, although I don't have anything on my eyes currently. The products that I do have on my face are all from Merit Beauty, so I've kept it very minimal because we're just going to be doing eye swatches, and the nature of that is I apply them and then I take them off. So the less makeup to have messed up in that process, the better. All right, let's switch gears and talk about the palette. Now, first of all, I do want to thank Adept Cosmetics for gifting me with this palette. I did try to purchase it when it first became available, but it sold out in a hot second and I wasn't able to get my hands on it. So Adept, thank you so much for sending this over to me. I truly appreciate it. Now, if you haven't seen this palette, here she is in all of her glory. Now, you may or may not know that I have a massive crush on Adept Cosmetics, in particular their Plain Jane palette, this one right here. So I did do an eye swatch video on this palette as well, and this palette actually ranked as #1 of my top 10 palettes for 2020. So it is an absolute favorite of mine. This palette contains nothing but ACI finish shadows, meaning that they are Adept Cosmetics iridescent shadows. That's their naming system. So all of these have the same finish to them. And the reason that I'm showing you that palette is just to compare it to Ninhydrin. Ninhydrin is very reminiscent because there are quite a few of those ACI finish shadows in here as well. However, where the difference lies with this is that there's also the inclusion of 2 matte shadows, so ACM finishes, and 2 intense sparkly finishes, which are the ACD or diamond finishes. So in terms of being a standalone palette, you get more options with the Ninhydrin than you do with Plain Jane. Now, to give you a little bit more information about the palette, unfortunately the price is not currently listed on the website. From the top of my mind, I believe it was in the 62 or 68 US range. It was somewhere in there. Now, it's not currently available for pre-order. However, they are anticipating bringing another pre-order back. So if you're not following Adept on social media, I would definitely recommend that you do, or head over to their website and sign up for their email notifications. I will have it linked down below. I do have an affiliate link with Adept, and I do also have a code. It's good for one-time use, and it'll save you 10%, and it's just Kara. It's about as straightforward as it gets. Okay. So I'm just taking a look at their website here just to give you a little bit more information about the palette. So it is made in the USA, and each pan of shadow contains 3 grams of product. The outer packaging of the palette is made of recycled vegan faux leather, and this is a cruelty-free, PETA certified vegan brand as well. In addition to that, they have also transitioned to using 100% synthetic mica in their shadows. On top of all of that, they are also a philanthropic brand, and they donate a portion of their proceeds to not only the Cold Case Foundation, but also to the DNA Doe Project. Now, that is part of the reason why Ninhydrin caught my eye as it does, is that it's called Ninhydrin. If you are not aware, I did do an undergraduate degree in forensic anthropology, so basically anything forensic science just speaks to my very soul, and Ninhydrin is the chemical that they do use in fingerprinting testing, and that's what turns it purple. So there's a little bit of an extra connection for me there. All right, we have talked enough. We need to put these shadows on my eyes. I've only worn one so far since I got this palette, and it has just been like an itch that I can't quite reach. I just want to play with this palette, so that is precisely what we are about to do. All right, so there's just a little bit of a closer look at those shades for you. And as much as I really want to dive into this bottom row, I'm going to start off with the 2 mattes just to get them out of the way, because I don't intend to do like buffing a matte shade into my crease before I do the finger swatches, because frankly it's just going to take too long. So we're going to do the matte shades first. I have 2 brushes that are very, very similar, although I don't have 2 of the exact for this purpose. But I have the MAC 217 and a Sigma E25, so they're very, very similar. I just don't want to get them dirty, and I don't frankly want to wash them in between eyes, so separate brushes, they're going to do the same thing. So let's go in and we'll pick up ACM 31, this shade right over here. And I have not used these matte shades in this palette yet, although I am familiar with the matte formula from Adept. So I'm going to just fix the concealer that's on my eyelid first and foremost. And then I'm just going to pat it on the lid and then blend it up. This isn't about it making it look pretty, it's just about blending it, seeing what kind of pigmentation we're working with, seeing what the blendability is like, and basically just seeing if this shadow is fussy to work with or easy to work with. And I think, as you can see, she's blending nicely. It's really buffing out at the edges with no problem. I'm not seeing any patchy areas, and yet there is still good pigmentation, especially where I just sort of initially patted it across the lid. In terms of the shade of it, I think it's a fantastic choice with all of these tones in here because it's on the cooler side, and it does have a bit of a purple undertone, so I think it's going to play really nicely with the pinks and with the purpley blue shades that are in here. But it would also work with these more like golden and green kind of tones as well, because they are sort of complementary kind of colors. I think that this was a really good choice for a matte shade. All right, there we go. I don't feel I need to dip in. And frankly, if you like cooler toned shadows, I think this could work nicely as just a one and done shade as well. Okay, I'm gonna switch brushes, and then we're gonna go in with ACM 32, the other matte shade in the palette. So the same thing, I'm just going to pat it all over the lid, and then I will blend from there. This is a really cool shade. Like it's not quite olive, it's not quite brown. I'm not quite sure how to describe this, to be honest. It almost has like a green pull to it, but it's deeper than your typical khaki. Again, it's, I think, a really smart shade to include with this palette because I think that it's going to work really nicely. Even the light pink shade, I think, would be a nice contrast against this one. Actually, I think I like this one better than the purple, which kind of surprises me, to be honest, but I like it. And again, no issues with blending it out, no issues with the pigmentation of it. I'm not seeing any like stubborn areas that are refusing to blend out. Okay, just for giggles, I'm going to go ahead and just build that shade up on the lid just to see if we can really get some intensity going with it. So there it is, about as opaque as I can get it. I frankly really like this shade. It's such a different kind of tone. I'm also going to build up this other shade here, just again, to see just how deep I can get it. And just adding that second layer really does intensify it, as you can see. I'm really liking both of these matte shades. I really like them. And I like how nicely they blend out, yet you can still build up that pigmentation. So if you want to create dimension, deepen up the outer V, anything of that sort, these shades lend themselves to that. Okay, the mattes are a winner. Gonna wipe this off, and then we're gonna go in with the two diamond finish shadows. I'll be right back. Okay, so first thing to note is that there was no staining on my lids from either of those matte shades, so that's good. Okay, now it's time for the two diamond finishes. And so we have this beautiful light pink shade up here. This is ACD 18. And then we have this one right here, which as far as I'm aware is the first time that Adept has actually given a name to a shade other than the naming system that they typically use. So this is the actual shade Ninhydrin. So for these, I do find that the ACD finish can be easily picked up with a brush, but I'm just going to use my fingers for today's purposes. So there they are on the fingers. We've got Ninhydrin here and ACD 18 on this finger. I'm really excited about this shade in particular. All right, having said that, we're going to put ACD 18 on this eye. I haven't put any sort of base on my lid because I just want to see how these shadows do just on their own. So I do have a little bit of discoloration naturally on my lids, but as you can see, these shades, even the lightest of them here, is enough to cover that up. So I like that. Okay, Ninhydrin over here. It's such a pretty purple shade. Also, I am in love. Oh my gosh, this one, oh God, okay, sorry. This is gonna be a video of me losing my mind, I can tell already. Oh my God. So this is where I hate having hooded eyes, because I just kind of want to walk around like this all day and be like, hi, this is a totally normal face for me to pull, because these shades are stunning. So ACD 18 in the pan looks like a baby pink. On the eyes, I'm seeing a very strong duochrome shift in there. Like there is definitely a pink and gold shift. I really hope that that is translating on camera because it is stunning. And frankly, from looking at it, like you can see a bit of the shift in the pan, but I didn't expect it to be as dramatic as it is on the eyes. Like it's almost more gold with like a shift of pink, whereas in the pan it looks like it's going to be pink with like a little hint of gold in it. That's really cool. I like that. And then shifting over to Ninhydrin, it's not so much that it has like a colorful shift to it. It's just that it looks multifaceted on the eyes. Like it looks like it's catching the light as I move my head. Like it is not a flat shadow at all. It's absolutely beautiful, but honestly, this one is blowing my mind. That is gorgeous. Oh my goodness, I love these shadows. Okay, it almost hurts to wash them off, but I'm just like so excited to move on to the AC eyeshadows that I'm gonna power through, gonna wash it off, and then we're really gonna play. All right, so going back into the palette, we've got this shade here, which is ACI 18, followed by ACI 22. I'm not understanding the layout because 19, 20, and 21 is over here, but I don't care. It doesn't make much sense numerically speaking, but it's beautiful, so I don't care. I will forgive that. Okay, so ACI 18 and ACI 22. So 22, this one here is the one that I have worn already, but I have not applied 18 to my eyes, and oh my gosh, I can already tell. She's gonna be stunning. Okay, here we go. So this one is ACI 18. And it's like a rose gold, not quite copper, but it looks kind of like liquid metal on the eyes. Oh my gosh. If you watched my plain Jane eye swatch video, I just lost my noodle throughout the entire thing. I'm repeating that. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, and then 22. And this one's almost like a multi-chrome. Like it's stunning. There's like a brassy, peachy, almost green kind of shift going on. Like there is nothing flat or boring about these shades at all. Just going to build them up just a little bit more and take them up above the crease so that when I open my eyes you can see them, because my eyes are dumb. They're not dumb. It's okay. I forgive you, eyes. Now, as I was saying with the ACD shadows, that you can pick them up with a brush very easily or just use your finger, I don't find that the same quite applies to the ACI finish. I much prefer using my finger. You can pick them up with a brush, but you're just going to get a very subtle wash of color. So I do find that using my finger is much better with that formula. I mean, they're beautiful. This shade in particular, 18. Oh my God. It's so stunning. And this one, I mean, this is beautiful as well. But this one really draws my eye. I just think it's so gorgeous. I love how they catch the light and just like appear to shimmer on the eyes, although there's really nothing glittery about them. They're just like really, really intense in their shimmer. But these are the kind of shadows that you can wear all day and you're not going to get like glitter specks all day on your face or anything of that sort. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, well, fuck. Now I have to move on to something else. But like I could sit here and stare at these all day. All right, so now we're going to go with ACI 19, which is this one here, and 20, which is over here. ACI 20, I don't know if I'm prepared. I truly don't know if I'm prepared. But let's go in with 19 first. And this is sort of looking like a more subtle version of the other pink one that I just had on my eye, ACI 18. This one has a little bit more, I'm not sure, like a more purple undertone to it, like a more purpley base. It's super pretty, but there's like a little bit more, it's not depth to this one. I'm not sure how, but it's super pretty. Like it has a more strong base. I can definitely see that, but it's still every bit as intense in terms of the sparkle of it. Okay. Hold on to your butts. Here we go. Oh, that's like rude how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I'm sorry. What? I don't even know that I'm qualified to wear something this pretty. Like, I feel like you need to apply for a license or something to wear something that stunning. Oh my God. Fucking hooded eyes. Oh my God. Look. I'm sorry, what? That is beautiful. I have no words. I'm sorry. If you came for some sort of like cogent, comprehensive review, you're not gonna get it. I apologize. I've been rendered speechless. Like, this is fucking stunning. RIP to all the other shadows I ever thought were beautiful. Sorry, you've all been dethroned. This is the winner. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know what to say. Oh my God. I mean, you're pretty. You are. But like, I'm sorry. You got stacked up against this guy and he's bringing his A game. Holy shnikes. All right. So I dug deep into the recesses of my soul and I found the strength to remove ACI 20. I don't feel good about it, but here we are. Okay, so now we're going to go into this shade here, which is ACI 21 and ACI 23. Got them on my fingers here. Let's do this. So ACI 21, put over here. Ooh, I like that they're going for some like darker options as well. Ooh. I'm going to try something with these in just a second. Ooh, she's pretty. And then what was it? ACI 23 over here. Ooh, I don't know which one I like more. Okay, but what I want to try is to see if I can blend the edges out a little bit, just to make this like a truly one and done kind of situation. Yes, I can. Nice. All right, so then, yeah, because sometimes like with these dark shades, if you just put like a swatch, it has like a really harsh line and it looks a little weird. It's just too like stark of a contrast, but being able to blend out the edge like that, it just smooths everything out and gives the appearance that you've used like multiple shades to create the look, but you don't have to. It's so sparkly. It's so pretty. I appreciate that because, like I said, it just makes it look like a cohesive eye look, but you're only using one shadow. Work smart, not hard. More winners. Oh, I like those. All right, before we move on to the last two, I'm just going to hop off camera, touch up my concealer a little bit. I do want to point out that there was a bit of staining with those last two shades, so I would suggest wearing an eye base with them. And because I do have a little bit of staining and the last two shades are a little bit lighter, I'm going to take my concealer up onto my lids just very, very lightly, just to blot some of that pinkness out. So once I get that situation fixed, I will be right back for the last two shades. All right, so I still have a little bit of pinkness going on the lids, but I think it's a little bit more toned down, and certainly the dark circles are a little bit better concealed. So now I feel comfortable to move on to the last two shades. We have ACI 24 and ACI 25. So picking them up. Oh, I can already see the shift, especially in ACI 24. Hello, you're beautiful. Will you be my friend? Ugh, hello. It reminds me a little bit of Insomnia from Makeup Geek. And I'm sure pretty much, well, a lot of brands have like those like blue-red kind of shift. Almost like a burgundy sort of undertone. When the light hits it in a certain way, you can definitely see it pulling through. That's really pretty though. Ooh, I like you. All right, and then I have high hopes for ACI 25, simply because the green in the other palette is beautiful as well. Oh my God. I can't even finish my thought. Oh, she is beautiful. Oh. Hello. I, like, honest to God, don't have words to really convey how beautiful these shades are. Again, it's like they almost look 3D on the eye in the way that they catch the light and bounce it back. Like, it's just so beautiful. Can I just say, I mean, I do not take for granted the fact that Adept gifted this to me. I am so appreciative of that. Like, I would have happily have paid for this. Like, I tried to, even with the shipping and the exchange rate, and it would have been over $100. Like, I wanted to, I was fully committed, but I'm so grateful that they gave it to me, and I'm just so grateful to have it as part of my collection because these shades are just so beautiful. And while I have similar tones to this, like, I don't have the same impact in other shadows that these ones have. Oh my gosh. Okay, just for giggles, I'm gonna go back to ACI 20 because I can't get over it, and just layer that on top of 24. Oh my goodness. That's the thing, you can layer these shadows, you can sort of blend them one into the next, and really just create whatever you want out of them. Just for giggles, I'm just gonna layer a little bit of that pink one, ACD 18, that one. Just on the inner portion, just shits and giggles, see what happens. Like, it just creates an entirely different color. Oh, so beautiful. Okay, and that's the video. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk on Kara Loses Her Mind. Oh my goodness. I don't know how to wrap this up. I don't know what else I can say. Like, this palette is insanely gorgeous. So there you have it. I am just so impressed by both of these palettes. Like, I still have such a huge love for Plain Jane, but Ninhydrin's coming in strong. Honestly, I know that they've teased their newest palette, which likely won't be available until like end of summer, early fall is my guess. I can't remember the name of it. It starts with a K. I can't remember what it's going to be called. I've only seen, I think they've swatched 3 shades, teased them so far, but I don't even care what it is. I don't care. I'm already excited for it. Adept is killing the game. There it is. That's all I can say about it. I am so grateful for them sending me this palette. I am so grateful to have this palette as part of my collection because I do use the Plain Jane all the time. All the time. It's such an easy palette to just do like a one and done. Throw some bronzer in the crease and away you go. But with Ninhydrin and the inclusion of those 2 matte shades, this is a standalone palette in and of itself. Of course, I can bring in other shades to use with it, but I don't have to. So I really like that they've included a couple of mattes, but that it isn't matte centric. So I don't know that I need to reiterate, but I think that Ninhydrin is beautiful. I am just gobsmacked. Is that a word that people today use? If anybody's looking for a birthday gift for me, a thesaurus might come in handy because I just keep saying the same things over and over again, and I'm gonna do it one more time. I love the Ninhydrin palette. On that note, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I apologize, I'm in a weird mood, but like fun, beautiful, pretty makeup, it does that to me. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.